Hello and thanks for watching my video. I am Maiko the Mighty and I haven't done a video in a long time, and I wanted to create a video to explain why, what's been going on. I haven't been playing too much Guild Wars 2 actually for the past few months, and I wanted to talk about why I've actually stopped playing recently and what could potentially get me back into Guild Wars 2. So basically, real life has kind of taken a forefront to what my time that I usually had. This has primarily come through, first of all, getting a new job and actually fulfilling my job career and then becoming a teacher. And that takes up a lot more time than previous jobs that I'd had in the past. Jobs that really didn't need much. Once I left work and came home, I could just do whatever I wanted. Being a teacher is a lot of outside time and resources and marking and so on and so on. So my time actually outside of the general job hours has been a lot more, and it's meant that I have had less time to play on my PC and not basically play as much. Also, the fact that my girlfriend moved in with me, and so living with someone else, you do have to work on a relationship together, and it doesn't work if one of you is constantly on their own playing on the computer. So actually sharing a life together, you know, eventually that time comes for most of us, and so I actually have done that and sort of do a lot with my girlfriend, and you know, I'm enjoying the fact that she's moved in with me. You know, if you ask me, do I prefer playing Guild Wars 2 or having a girlfriend, it's definitely having a girlfriend. And so generally that's what also has taken a lot of my time. But also there has been, you know, I've been in a relationship for over 2 years now, and it hasn't been 2 years of me playing Guild Wars 2 or not playing Guild Wars 2, but it's only the last few months. I'd say the 2018 I've very rarely played Guild Wars 2. Why has that been? Well, obviously there is the fact that there is the job, my girlfriend, but it's also partly to do with the state of Guild Wars 2 right now. And I'm going to be touching a little bit about this in another video, because I wanted to try and get a few videos out there, because one of the things I'm actually going to be doing is creating a digital media club at my school and teaching them the skills that I've learned through editing. But the apathy I've experienced for Guild Wars 2 I've found very, very strange, because I played this game non-stop pretty much for 5 years solid, and the way that I ended up just getting bored of this game, it surprised me. The particular aspect came with Path of Fire. It really was a turning point for me in why I suddenly just lost interest in playing the game. I didn't really see much in terms of why I wanted to. Well, what was there to play in Path of Fire? There were lots of things, of course there are. You know, I'm not going to tell you and say that Path of Fire was a disappointing MMO. That's a discussion for another video. What I'm going to say is, from my own personal perspective, is that Path of Fire was... It was an expansion that didn't really hold my interest. I wasn't impressed with the storyline. I felt they missed a lot of opportunities to go back and visit things that they had in Nightfall. It just seemed very rushed in terms of, yeah, they brought back in a few little things that they had in Nightfall, but it was generally, it rushed through. Disappointing elite specializations. You know, if I go back, I love looking at the videos that I did on Heart of Thorns, and when I look at the video for what was the best aspect about Heart of Thorns, you'd say the elite specializations. Well, in Path of Fire, it's one of the worst things of the expansion, because I was very, very disappointed. I haven't even unlocked all of them completely, and I just found their whole aspect of being an elite specialization very, very poor. I felt that the build-up to these elite specs was really, really poorly done as well. But there was one thing that really struck home with me, and that was I loved actually getting PvP potions, like the daily PvP potions, and saving them up, so that when Heart of Thorns was released, I had like 2 stacks of PvP potions. I managed to unlock a load of tracks, get a load of rewards. There was nothing in Path of Fire. Alright, I will say there may be 1 or 2 new PvP reward tracks, but it was very, very limited. World versus World, exactly the same. And the idiotic thing of doing a phenomenal release in introducing gliding in World vs. World, which only happened a couple of months before the release. Why would you not hold that on and release it as part of your expansion? Just seemed absolutely ridiculous. What a catastrophic decision, because it could have really built something with you. And the same would go and be argued for the PvP maps, a new raid wing. Why did you not decide to release more content on that release day? You know, I will stand by and I'll say again that the introduction of mounts, yes, I loved initially. However, I would also say that it's contributed to a big downfall as well, because you're getting issues where it's made a lot of previous content redundant. Now, you could argue that that may have been the case for gliding, in which case it actually did make several aspects of gliding redundant. But, for example, in jumping puzzles, they did introduce no fly zones. With the mount system, it's made it a lot more fun. You know, the rabbit being able to bounce all over the place and fly. It has been fun. But I think it also has taken away some aspects from Guild Wars 2. So that's something that I've seen as well. But for me, really, why did I suddenly stop playing this game? It was basically, for me, well, I've looked into this, what it was. You know, if I really, really enjoyed playing this game, doesn't matter if, you know, living with my girlfriend, with my job, I would still want to play this game. Because the fact is, I still play other games. And those games will generally be offline games. But I should still be playing Guild Wars 2. Why aren't I playing it? For me, and I will say, I've said it numerous times to a number of people, it's the opposite that happened with Heart of Thorns, which was the Heart of Thorns was phenomenally hyped up and it didn't live up to the hype. However, it still kept my engagement, it still kept me interested, because the elite specializations were hyped to the wazoo. You know, the little videos they did about the Dragon Hunter and the Druid, I was interested to play them. I was not interested in any new content too much from Path of Fire. I was really disappointed. Why was that? It was the build up was pretty poor, and they didn't do anything exciting to get you hyped about this. Now, I could go and talk on about this for a long time, but that's not what I'm going to do, because I know a lot of people would disagree with me, and that's fair enough. I've had this conversation with a number of people in game. But for me, I wanted to talk about why I actually had stopped making videos and stopped making games. And it just got to that point where you have that little bit of apathy. You don't have as much time to do things. And generally, you need a little bit of a break from the game. I hadn't had a break from Guild Wars 2 for 5 years. And I'm hoping that I can get back into the game. The disappointing thing for me is looking at when we had Heart of Thorns and we had the release of that, the people that I had online with my guild, it was amazing. And now there's very few online, and I could talk about it, like the fact how many people we know play Guild Wars 2 online, and that is a bit of an ambiguous decision, a bit of an ambiguous figures that we've got at the moment, because it's very difficult unless you are ArenaNet to say how many active players they have, and then you've got the whole definition of what active players there is. It's a bit difficult. All I will say, in terms of general population, I do believe it has dropped, but I don't know what is the reason, whether or not it's just the length of the game. It's a 5-year-old game now, and Guild Wars 2 will hopefully keep on going. I hope to get back into it. And I'd like you to tell me, what is it in the last 3 months that have made you, or last 4 months basically, what was the last 4 months that have actually got you excited about Guild Wars 2? What would you suggest to me to come back into the game? What is it that you find absolutely brilliant at the moment? I want to get back into this game. I want you to convince me, what is there that's going to get me back involved and back in love with Guild Wars 2? I was in love with Guild Wars 2, and, you know, I spent a huge amount of time on it, but I haven't spent more than an hour on this game in the past 3 months. What's going to change? Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching my video. I'll see you on the next one.